Imagine for a moment, you're in the supermarket, surrounded by shelves full of processed, packaged, and often irresistible foods. How many times have you asked yourself what you're really consuming? Are we paying attention to the impact that these foods, rich in saturated and trans fats, have on our bodies? Let's explore together what happens when we overeat fats and how this can be sabotaging your health, even if you don't immediately realize it. Science has already proven that the modern diet is full of nutritional traps. According to the World Health Organization (WHO), excessive fat consumption is one of the main causes of chronic non-communicable diseases, such as obesity, type 2 diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. In a study published in The Lancet, 2020, it was found that diets rich in saturated and trans fats are directly linked to 22% of deaths from heart disease worldwide. So why do we talk about this so much? Because often, the signs that we're consuming too much fat are subtle. You may be experiencing unexplained fatigue, frequent headaches, or even noticing changes in your skin and hair. These are just some of the signs that your body is struggling to process the excess fat in your diet. In this video, we will explore together the 15 signs that you are consuming too much fat, demystifying each of them with scientific explanations. But it doesn't stop there. We will also delve into the health problems caused by excess fat, detailing how they affect the cardiovascular, liver, and hormonal systems. Finally, we will bring up a crucial point: the benefits of reducing your fat intake. More than just avoiding diseases, you can transform your life, gaining energy, longevity, and mental health. After all, the goal here is not to demonize fats, but to help you understand how to maintain a healthy balance. 15 signs you're eating too much fat. Sign 1: excessive fatigue and lack of energy. Excess fat can affect mitochondrial function, which is responsible for producing energy in cells. Studies published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 2019 highlight that a diet rich in saturated and trans fats reduces the ability of mitochondria to generate energy efficiently, resulting in constant fatigue, even after a good night's sleep. Sign 2: rapid weight gain and abdominal fat accumulation. Fat is the most caloric source of energy, 9 calories per gram. Excessive consumption, especially of trans fats, contributes to the accumulation of visceral fat, the most dangerous for health. A study in Nature Medicine, 2021, showed that diets rich in trans fats are associated with increased abdominal circumference and insulin resistance, making weight loss difficult. Sign 3: digestive issues, nausea, acid reflux, and diarrhea. Eating too many fatty foods can put a strain on the gallbladder, which is responsible for releasing bile to digest fats. According to the Journal of Gastroenterology, 2020, a fatty diet increases the risk of acid reflux, nausea after meals, and even diarrhea due to poor lipid digestion. Sign 4: oily skin and persistent acne. Consuming fatty foods, especially fried and ultra-processed foods, can increase sebum production in the skin. This is because fat alters the intestinal microbiota, affecting skin health. A study in the Journal of Clinical Dermatology, 2021, confirmed that diets rich in trans fats are directly linked to increased acne and skin inflammation. Sign 5: high cholesterol and atherosclerosis. Excessive consumption of saturated and trans fats is associated with an increase in LDL, bad cholesterol, and a reduction in HDL, good cholesterol. These imbalances favor the accumulation of fatty plaques in the arteries, as pointed out by the American Heart Association, AHA, increasing the risk of heart attack and stroke. Sign 6: overworked liver, nasty hepatic steatosis. Eating too much fat, especially trans and saturated fat, can lead to fatty liver, known as hepatic steatosis. According to the Mayo Clinic, this condition affects 25% of adults worldwide and can develop into serious problems such as cirrhosis or liver failure. Sign 7: chronic inflammation. Diets rich in processed fats increase inflammation in the body. Excess fat promotes the release of inflammatory substances, such as cytokines, which can aggravate joint pain, fatigue, and autoimmune diseases. Studies in the Journal of Inflammation Research, 2022, indicate that this silent inflammation is one of the main triggers for chronic diseases. Sign 8: cardiovascular problems. Frequent consumption of trans and saturated fats raises blood pressure, contributes to arterial stiffness, and increases the risk of heart failure. Research from the World Heart Federation, 2020, shows that fatty diets are responsible for 18 million deaths annually due to cardiovascular disease. Sign 9: constant hunger and cravings for processed foods. Interestingly, consuming too much fat can disrupt hormones like ghrelin and leptin, which control appetite. According to the British Journal of Nutrition, 2021, diets high in processed fats cause the brain to crave even more high-calorie foods, creating a vicious cycle of binge eating. Sign 10: hair loss and brittle nails. Excess trans and saturated fats can reduce the absorption of essential nutrients, such as protein and B vitamins, which are vital for hair health. Studies from the International Journal of Trichology, 2020, indicate that people with fatty diets are more likely to experience hair loss and brittle nails due to nutritional deficiencies. Sign 11. Cognitive problems, memory and concentration. Recent research from the Neurology Journal, 2022, has shown that a diet high in trans fats impairs brain function, decreasing the ability to remember and concentrate. These effects are linked to increased inflammation in the brain and the buildup of cholesterol in the cerebral arteries. Sign 12. Mood swings, anxiety and depression. Excessive consumption of trans and saturated fats affects the gut microbiota, impairing the production of serotonin, the feel-good hormone. According to a study published in Frontiers in Psychiatry, 2021, high-fat diets are associated with higher rates of anxiety and depression. Sign 13. Intolerance to physical effort. People who consume excess fat often report shortness of breath and fatigue when performing simple activities. This is because fat interferes with cellular oxygenation, according to a study by the European Society of Cardiology, 2022. Sign 14. Compromised immune system. Fatty diets weaken immunity by reducing the response of defense cells. The Journal of Immunology Research, 2021, points out that excess fat alters the balance between good and bad bacteria in the intestine, compromising the immune system. Sign 15. Muscle and joint pain. Chronic inflammation caused by excess fat can intensify joint pain, such as arthritis. Research from the Rheumatology Journal, 2020, showed that people with high-fat diets are at higher risk of developing inflammatory joint diseases. Reducing your intake of fats, especially saturated and trans fats, is one of the most important steps to improving your overall health and preventing chronic diseases. Although fats are essential for vital functions, consuming too much of them can overload your body. On the other hand, by adopting a balanced diet with healthy fats in adequate amounts, you can experience several organic and functional benefits, proven by scientific studies. Improved cardiovascular health. Reducing your intake of saturated and trans fats helps improve your blood cholesterol levels, reducing LDL, bad cholesterol, and increasing HDL, good cholesterol. This reduces the risk of cardiovascular diseases, such as heart attack and atherosclerosis. According to the American Heart Association, 2020, diets low in saturated fats can reduce the risk of coronary heart disease by up to 25%. A study with 45,000 participants showed that replacing saturated fats with unsaturated fats reduced cardiac events by 30%. Reducing saturated fats reduces inflammation in the arterial walls and improves the elasticity of blood vessels, optimizing blood flow. Body weight control. Consuming less fat significantly reduces caloric intake, making it easier to control or lose weight. Since fats have a high caloric density, 9 calories per gram, reducing them in the diet creates a caloric deficit that promotes weight loss. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition, 2019, found that diets with 20% less fat helped obese individuals lose an average of 8% of their body weight in 12 weeks, compared to regular diets. Reducing abdominal fat, associated with controlled consumption of saturated fats, reduces the risk of metabolic diseases, such as diabetes. Improved insulin sensitivity. Reduced consumption of saturated and trans fats improves insulin sensitivity, helping to control blood glucose levels. This reduces the risk of type 2 diabetes and improves metabolic health. The Diabetes Care Journal, 2021, showed that individuals with a diet low in saturated fats had a 40% reduced risk of insulin resistance compared to those who consumed high amounts. Reducing saturated fats decreases the accumulation of lipids in muscle and liver cells, facilitating the transport of glucose into the cells. Reduction of systemic inflammation. Diets with less saturated fats reduce the release of inflammatory cytokines, markers related to chronic diseases such as arthritis, obesity, and Alzheimer's. A study in the Journal of Inflammation, 2020, indicated that a diet rich in unsaturated fats, such as olive oil and avocado, and low in saturated fats reduced inflammation levels by 35% in patients with rheumatoid arthritis. Excess saturated fat activates the immune system inappropriately, triggering chronic inflammation. Reducing them alleviates this burden on the body. Improved liver health. Diets low in saturated fats protect the liver from fat accumulation, preventing hepatic steatosis, fatty liver. The Hepatology Journal, 2022, showed that individuals who reduced their saturated fat intake had an 18% decrease in the volume of fat in the liver in just 8 weeks. A balanced fat intake facilitates cell regeneration in the liver, improving its metabolic functions. Improved cognitive function. Reducing trans fat consumption protects brain health, preventing cognitive decline and neurodegenerative diseases. Healthy fats, such as omega-3, should replace harmful fats. A study in the Neurology Journal, 2021, showed that people who reduced their trans fat consumption had a 29% lower risk of developing Alzheimer's over 10 years. Bad fats promote brain inflammation and oxidative damage, while healthy fats help in the formation of neural cell membranes. Healthier digestion. Excess fats put a strain on the digestive system and gallbladder. Reducing your intake makes digestion easier and prevents symptoms such as acid reflux, indigestion, and diarrhea. According to Gastroenterology Research, 2020, patients who reduced saturated fats in their diets reported a 46% reduction in reflux symptoms in 4 weeks. Healthier skin, hair, and nails. Reducing your trans fat intake and prioritizing healthy fats improves skin hydration and promotes the growth of stronger hair and nails. A study published in the Journal of Dermatology, 2019, showed that replacing trans fats with omega-3 resulted in a 32% reduction in inflammatory acne. Improved mood and mental well-being. A diet low in bad fats and rich in good fats, such as omega-3, improves the production of serotonin, a neurotransmitter associated with positive mood. Studies from Frontiers in Psychology, 2020, showed that balanced diets low in trans fats reduced cases of depression by 22%. Increased longevity. Balanced diets with fewer bad fats and more good fats are associated with a longer, healthier life, with a lower risk of chronic diseases. A study from the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, 2021, showed that reducing saturated fat consumption increased life expectancy by up to 5 years in at-risk populations. At the end of this extensive journey of knowledge about the impacts of excessive fat consumption and the countless benefits of reducing it, one thing is clear: balance is the key to a healthy and fulfilling life. You may have come this far with doubts, but now you have science-based information, practical examples, and reflections that point to an undeniable truth. Taking care of your diet is an investment in your health, longevity, and quality of life. We live in a time when food choices are directly linked to our health conditions. The prevalence of cardiovascular diseases, obesity, diabetes, and even neurological problems are directly related to the excessive consumption of bad fats. However, the good news is that small steps towards a more balanced diet can generate huge and positive impacts. Think about how your body responds when you take care of it. The heart, for example, is one of the organs that benefits most when we reduce our consumption of saturated and trans fats. Studies show that simply replacing these fats with healthier options, such as unsaturated fats, reduces the risk of heart disease by up to 30%. This is an impressive fact, but one that we often forget amid our hectic routines and food temptations. Another crucial aspect is the impact on body weight. We often hear that fat makes you fat, but few understand why. Because it is the most caloric macronutrient, with 9 calories per gram, fat consumed in excess contributes significantly to weight gain. However, when we reduce its consumption, especially of bad fats, the body responds positively, promoting not only weight loss but also metabolic balance. Brain health also deserves attention. When we prioritize good fats, such as omega-3 found in fish and seeds, we create ideal conditions for cognitive functioning. At the same time, we avoid brain inflammation caused by trans fats, which are associated with neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's. Now, I invite you to reflect. What would your life be like with less fatigue, more energy, a more active mind, and a body that functions in harmony? Imagine waking up every day feeling good, ready to make your dreams come true and enjoy time with the people you love. That is the true reward of adopting healthy eating habits. But, of course, no one expects you to change your diet overnight. Change starts with small choices: swapping cooking oil for olive oil, opting for lean meats instead of processed meats, adding avocado to your meals, and cutting down on processed foods. These are simple actions, but they add up to create a profound impact. Furthermore, it is important to remember that a healthy diet does not mean total restriction. Fat is essential for the body, and the secret is to choose the right sources. Good fats help in the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins, in the production of hormones, and even in maintaining body temperature. Therefore, we should not demonize this macronutrient, but rather understand it and use it to our advantage. If you have come this far, you are probably wondering, where do I start? The answer lies in self-knowledge and in the search for reliable information. Consult with health professionals, such as nutritionists, to create a meal plan that meets your specific needs. And remember that every healthy choice you make today contributes to a more prosperous future. Reducing your fat intake can also have a positive impact on your social and emotional life. When you feel good about yourself, your confidence increases, your relationships improve, and you find the energy to dedicate yourself to what really matters. Healthy food is not only fuel for your body, it is also an essential component of emotional well-being. Finally, I invite you to become an agent of transformation in your life and in the lives of others. Share the knowledge you have gained here. Encourage friends and family to make more conscious choices. By adopting a balanced diet, you are not only taking care of yourself, you are promoting a culture of health that can impact generations. The path to a healthy life begins with the first decision. How about making that choice today?